You're watching Avenue X, and today let's talk about a recently started airing Chinese web period drama, Qingming 上河图密码 Riverside Code at Qingming Festival. This is a 26-episode period detective mystery breaking drama that has started airing recently on the platform Youku, and it's based on an existing published novel written by the author Ye Wenbiao. It has 6 different books, and it took this author 10 years to write it. In total, that novel has over 800 characters. Just to give you something for comparison, one of the best known novel in Chinese literature history, Hong Lou Meng, written in Qing Dynasty, has overall about 400 characters. So this novel, written by this contemporary guy, doubles that number. And just by hearing that, you'll know its drama adaptation is gonna have to condense things down a lot. The 2 leads would be Zhang Songwen and Bai Baihe. They both have been around for quite some time, and they're playing a couple in the drama where everything kind of ripples off them. You would say the male second would be played by Zhou Yiwei, tightly associated with Zhang Songwen's character, and it's really fun that they were actually classmates back in the days when they were in acting academy. Then you have actors such as Zhang Yao and Xia Meng as Zhang Songwen's character's younger brother and sister. Outside of that, you have many other actors who are pretty well known, and they show up for each unit, mystery and cases. And the drama is obviously made by Youku and airing on Youku. It also has CCTV, China Central Television, playing a part in its making, and a couple of production companies that often gets associated with Youku's productions. As I'm sitting down today making this video, I have watched up to episode 17, and this drama is 26 episodes, so it only has a third to go. I can give it a 1 gold mine rating. Some parts of this drama actually can be rated a lot higher, but overall, in terms of being a mystery and a case-breaking drama, it is, to me, quite mediocre. If I have multiple dramas lined up that I need to watch every night, it will be the last one I pick. Before going to talk about the usual good and bad, very quickly mentioning Riverside Code of Qingming Festival. It's based on the famous painting Riverside Scenery of Qingming Festival, which is a North Song painting done by the painter Zhang Zeduan. Extremely detailed line work of Beisong's capital, Bianliang. It was painted at the time of the peak of its prosperity, its very overrun level of commercial success and everything, before the invaders from the north came in and destroyed the capital and split Song Dynasty into the so-called North and South Song. So this is the end of the best era of the Song Dynasty that's been captured in this painting, from what people wears to how shops operate. You can see what is the normal life of commoners back then, which is quite impressive, such as Uber Eats of ancient time. Some of them are considered to be quite fashionable even today, whereas actually 1,000 years ago, people in Chinese capital were already doing it. It's just like no electricity, no internet, they're doing it manually. So it's a pretty impressive painting, and this is the painting that inspired the original novel's author to write this huge book, in a way trying to translate that one moment into words. And this painting will be heavily featured in this drama, and the painter who did the painting would also be worked into the plot. Now, let's do the usual. First, talk about what is great about Qingming 上河图密码. The first thing is, it is a very beautiful drama. If you just look at the production design of this drama, including the sets, both built and then CG'd, including costumes, props. It is one of the better ones and probably the best one we've seen this year in period drama in China. I am really appreciative of the high quality of particularly costume, because I'm really into hanfu and costume. So I was like, oh, that's impressive. They did that right. And it's really well done. And it's not just for the leading characters, it's for all the supporting roles, even extras. And there's one thing about the costume of all the characters in this drama that I so appreciate. Finally, stopped letting all the guys running naked with their heads, having hats. In ancient China, again, just emphasizing, as a guy, you would be wearing hats almost all the time when you're out about. It's rare to see a guy running without hats on their head. It's like considered naked. And I'm so appreciative that in this drama, you almost never see people not wearing anything on their head, the guys, if they're outside. Young guys, older guys, everybody, and they wear hats that fitting for their whatever identity and profession. In history, there's literally record of people before they get beheaded, they will like make sure their hats are in the right position. That's how important hats were. And then when it comes to other costumes, material fitting the person's social status, whether they have money or not, what they do, age, also their character, what kind of person they are. There are a couple of costumes or looks of certain characters that just shocked me with how well it's done. For example, Zhang Xingyu's character, when her section shows up, she's the rich businesswoman, and she's dressed in the most fashionable, most glorious, and very identifiable Song Dynasty fashionable hairpiece for women that really don't exist in the same way in any other dynasties. And the cut of her clothing, how it gets decorated, the color, even her makeup, the style, I'm like, close to how the recreating of ancient time look based on painting and written record expert Hanfu team in China are doing. Like, her look is already far departed from typical drama or film look, very much recreating what you can see from record of historically what is the fashionable, super rich, beautiful women's thing that would exist 1,000 years ago. And honestly, first time I've seen this level of recreating Song Dynasty look, and done in a way that actually fits the actress too, and it just looks glorious. In terms of production design, this is one of the best production design I've seen in recent years, and because it's so time specific and based on real history, I kind of give it more credits. They also try to recreate certain very iconic moment in the painting. For example, at the beginning with the bridge, with the fog and the boat coming in, and obviously that will be a combination of actually building the set and then CG, and it's really well done. Also, at the end of every episode, they do a tiny, like a Wikipedia thing about a specific thing that existed in the capital of Song back then that probably a lot of contemporary people don't know about. So all these things are great. I kind of expected they would do to a level in this drama before it aired, but when I see the actual drama, I think they've done even more than I expected, and really well done. So for that, nothing to complain about. Really, really good. Second point, detach it from basically recreating North Song capital as a visual story made in the 2020s. You can tell it's done by a professional team. The color is graded to a very good consistency, a good level of light and shadow balance. If I have to complain about a couple of things, it is to do with they really did skin smooth the female lead too much. Bai Bai He gets a huge amount of skin smoothing. She already has actually very, very, very good skin, but she is no longer 20 years old. So there's definitely a level of the aged skin look that they want to get rid of. So they just do it too much. It impacts my reading of her expression. Micro expression just completely erased, and her whole face is like flat, plasticky, and you cut between her and Zhang Songwen, or her and Zhang Yao, right? It's like they exist in two universes. And that's the one thing that I would complain about its look. But anyway, these are the things I think that are great about this drama and making this drama worth watching. At least I think you should give it a try. Click it open, see it for 2-3 episodes, and if it's your cup of tea, continue. If not, then, you know, at least you've seen the pretty parts. But then, this drama is mystery case-breaking drama, yet none of the good points landed in that region. You know that for the not good things, the storytelling, the plot, the acting, casting, as I was watching, it's like there's money put into this. They really did a great job in hardware departments, but then the software departments of this drama basically just is So point number one, on the not so good side, as a case-breaking mystery drama, it's pretty meh. The cases are not written or set up or told in the ways that are engaging. The basic effect you want to get at is you make the audiences want to immediately see what happens in the next episode. I watched up to episode 17, and I pretty much watched it in a way of I need to make a review, I need to look at it and just stick with it longer, maybe it's gonna work. And every day I kind of dread about watching it, and I put it the last. It's just not engaging. It's not that the cases are wrong in any sense that it has huge logic mistakes and holes, but the way it's told and how those cases are done and then being discovered are just, you see it coming a mile away. You know how it's gonna end, and they try really hard, I think, to impress you and try really hard to make it look interesting with their acting, performances, choices of camera, editing, whatever. The story itself is just not that clever. So basically, if you're looking forward to a really good case-breaking drama, would in any way impress your intelligence, then it's not in this drama. Second, after I've watched up to episode 17, which already included multiple cases, I find a really strong sense of repetition between the type of cases they are, how people do the wrong things, how they get discovered, and what happens to the bad people, and what is the reason for them to do the crimes. They're very repetitive. They basically can be summed up in one sentence, which is the struggle of the bottom of the society's people and their tragedy. It's like the world is coming down on them and there's no way out, to the point that they just have to commit the crimes, and then when they get discovered, it all resolves to they die like instantly. Like they don't even go through any type of proper legal procedure. It's just like, okay, I get discovered, but it's not like I had other choices not doing this. I guess like let me just die and close the chapter, so they kill themselves or they get killed by other people. It's like everything is like resolved on spot and move on to the next thing. If the whole drama is just gonna be that repeated on different gender, age, whatever profession, people, it's just the same story repeating, then I wouldn't consider this is a really well written script. And if you think about, for example, earlier this year, the second season of Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty, I think that would be a better way of looking at, say, I want to depict multiple levels in the societies, different people's struggle. It covers a wider base of type of cases and type of conflicts and type of questioning humanity. You are already adapting from a huge book that is like 10 times, 20 times bigger. Story about construction noises. I don't think everything in the original book, even if I haven't read it, would be of the same nature. That would not be conceivable for anybody to write that type of story. You have to think from the drama's perspective of what makes best sense for drama. It's just odd, basically. Up to this point, every case is of the same nature, and I'm like, I get the message. Move on. Expand instead of just repeating it. Third thing is very specific to my personal taste. I don't think everybody will feel that way, but I do feel, and feel it very strongly, so kind of cannot ignore that either, which is to do with the acting or the style of acting that is inconsistent between main characters in this drama. Zhang Songwen, Bai Baihe look way too much like a contemporary couple. The way they talk and act, it's like nothing wrong technicality-wise, but just the vibe to 21st century person that got just dressed up and put into a period drama setting compared to other actors and characters in this drama. For example, if you look at a scene with Zhang Songwen and Zhou Yiwei acting opposite each other, Zhou Yiwei acting, whether it's good or bad, it's very much vibing like how he does always in period dramas. He has that vibe and air of being an ancient official, and he talks and acts. If you watch Judge Dee's Mystery, you would also see that the period drama Zhou Yiwei has his period drama vibe, whereas Zhang Songwen just doesn't have that. He's so much more contemporary, so when they are talking to each other, being the same period time people, it's really odd. And then Bai Baihe acts also in a different way than them. And then Zhang Yao and Xia Meng, who have most of the rest of the screen time as the brother and sister of Zhang Songwen's character, they also act in their own way. When I watch it, I just don't believe it's in the same narrative. It's like everybody is doing it in their own style. After 17 episodes, I still feel it very strongly. And Zhang Songwen, Bai Baihe, Zhang Yao, Xia Meng, and the older actor playing their father, I constantly feel this family don't know each other. They don't act like a family of people who always have been together. It's just really odd, and I can't explain it in more clear language apart from like when I watch it. That's how my brain interpret the vibe of the story. If I have to pick among the main characters which actor's acting is the most problematic, to me it's Bai Baihe. I think to an extent they didn't cast the character right. They should pick a different actress. If you look at the early version, the younger actress playing her teenager self and then her, it's like two totally different people. Not just physical looks or anything, but just the energy of the person. When she was younger, she basically is a murderer, an assassin, and gangster, right? She has that piercing, sharp, weapon-like energy about her. The actress really captured that, the younger actress. But once she becomes Bai Baihe, that's a stretch. Bai Baihe, the way she acts, the way she looks, even like the look in her eyes, she's often like 50% of the time, she's like not really in the story. She's very zoned out and not engaged. I cannot believe that she is an assassin. It's such a hard sell thing that up to episode 17, I still couldn't believe it. Basically wrong casting, shouldn't pick her. It just didn't work. And the last thing I would say that I think is a problem of this drama is I feel the person who is in charge of the storytelling, the narrative, here I would probably guess that would be the director, is not very good at depicting characters. If there are through line there, how they develop, how they engage with other people. It kind of is written and directed in a way that every main character is their tag. They have very clear couple of keywords that describes who they are. Zhang Songwen's character is quick and clever, wife lover, wisdom of how to survive as a little person in the society, overall generous, but then not so brave and, whatever. Like you can just tag him with those couple of keywords. Everybody has those keywords. Like his younger brother played by Zhang Yao is genius inventor, very low EQ, stubborn, and then maybe too naive about things. Like you can just give 5 keywords to everybody. Basically every actor and actresses is sticking very close to their keywords and they're acting their keywords. They're not acting a real person who happened to have those qualities. You cannot just shoot a character 24/7, so maybe you just shoot 1 minute of his one day, but then the rest of the minutes of that day, if it's a successful character, you can kind of fill it up with your brain. Is that person still exists in this capital at the time? It's just our camera picked these certain moments to show us. But if you don't have that consistent character in the background, then you feel like they only exist in those moments, and once the camera goes off them, they don't exist anymore. This drama gives me that very strong sense of everybody is just doing their tasks, and once camera is off, they disappear. Therefore, I think that's one of the reasons why up to 2/3 of the drama now, I still don't really care about anybody. And I'm never worried about if they're gonna get out of the trouble they're in next episode. I feel like I'm very detached from them. I'm observing them from miles away, and I think you have to at least make the audiences care to an extent about the fate of your characters to say you've done a successful story. The other day I was reading a comment under my Weibo, and I think somebody described it really accurate. It's like a beautifully furnished house. Every material you use for the floor, for the wall, for the light fixture, it's all high quality, beautiful. But then the design of the layout of the apartment or the house is crappy. The most important part of that thing's function is not being satisfied, yet all the decorative things are very well done. I know there are people who enjoy it quite a lot. I mean, Discord already told me that, and it's totally fine. I'm just telling everyone my honest opinion. And again, use me as a reference. If you have patience, wait till she shows up. She's so pretty. Like, I'm so impressed. Her styling alone adds quite a bit points for me for this drama. And I'd be more than happy to see more period dramas from China in the future would take that step and work towards that. And let's just see, how far we can go. It's so much more interesting than just repeating the normal drama and film makeup and style look that we've seen too many years and honestly getting bored with. So that should be the end of this review video on the drama Qingming 上河图密码 Riverside Code at Qingming Festival. Thank you for watching. I'm New X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.